Hi, in this video we're going to take a look at Amber. Amber is possibly the first attempt to realistically model the much-loved string synthesizers from the 1970s. These instruments used a special oscillator technique called divide-down synthesis, which allowed you to play chords whilst only using a single voice of the synth. They do this by having a master set of 12 oscillators for the highest octave, and these are divided down into lower frequencies for the lower octaves, hence the term divide-down synthesis. What this did was allow you to play chords on what was essentially a monophonic synthesizer. The synth still only had one filter and one amplifier section. Amber realistically models this, as well as several other features that were unique to string synthesizers. So let's take a look. I've got a project here with Guru on drums and Amber playing a string pad sound. There are two oscillator sections in Amber. We've got the synth section and the ensemble section. We'll take a look at each one individually. We can mix the two together in the mixer amplifier section here, so I'm just going to pull out the ensemble section so we can listen to the synth section and concentrate on that. We can mix together 2 octaves of the oscillator using the mixer here, and we can also mix in some noise. There's a polyphonic low and high pass filter, so we can use that just to adjust the high and low frequencies of the sound. And there's a full multi-mode filter here, which is monophonic. We can choose from several different filter types, and we can adjust the cutoff, and the resonance. Must be careful there not to overdrive the output channel. Now, the original string synthesizers from the 70s weren't velocity sensitive in any way, but we've included a velocity parameter so you can apply velocity to amplitude. The ensemble section is very similar. We've got 3 different octaves of the oscillator that we can mix together. And we've got the low pass and high pass filters. And we've also got the velocity sensitivity here. What the ensemble section has, instead of the normal multi-mode filter that the synth section has, is a Formant filter. The Formant filter can be very useful for emulating the resonances of classic string instruments, violins, violas, etc. Or you can just use it creatively. It's essentially 4 filters, a filter bank. We can adjust the frequency of each one, and we can adjust the gain of each one. We can adjust the scale here, which adjusts the frequencies of all the filters, and we can adjust the resonance of all the filters. We can also turn the filter into a notch filter. So I'll mix back in my synth section. One of the biggest elements that made up the sound of classic string synthesizers was the chorus unit. Without it, we get quite a sterile sound, and the chorus was really what thickened up and made the string synthesizers have that lush sound that they do. We've actually built in 3 different models from 3 different chorus types from classic eras. You can adjust the rate of the chorus and the stereo spread. Here in the mixer amplifier section, we can mix together the ensemble and the synth sections, and we can also route the synth sections to various places. When the synth section's on main, it bypasses the Formant filter and the chorus and goes straight to the amplifier, but we can route it to either the Formant filter or the chorus. The synth and ensemble sections have got their own envelopes. The synth is a full attack, decay, sustain, release envelope, and the ensemble section, true to the original string synths, has just an attack and release envelope, but you can also add a sustain section using this button here. Traditionally, the synth section was used for sort of monophonic bass sounds, and the ensemble section was used for the string section. We've given you a bit of flexibility in Amber in that you can change the synth section to be paraphonic, just like the ensemble section, instead of monophonic, and that's done down here. You can also change the ensemble section to monophonic should you wish to. The other thing we've got in the performance section is the ability to split the keyboard, so we can put either the synth section or the ensemble section on a high and low split. And again, this was a feature that the original string synths had, so you could have a bass synth coming from the synth section on the lower half of your keyboard and a string section on the upper half. So that's Amber, classic string synth sounds and more.